So welcome back, YouTube. It's still Thursday, early evening, 5:36 p.m. And yeah, sorry about the last video getting so abruptly cut off. You gotta love how these Valley Metro vehicles just feel entitled to put on their flashers and park in no parking zones. Shame that doesn't work for, regular people and taxis and Waymos, but that one, the one they just drove off, it looked like it was empty. I don't know what's up with this vehicle. They're Valley Metro vehicles. Says Rail Transit Supervisor, Valley Metro, connecting communities, enhancing lives. Oh yes, my life is so enhanced by Valley Metro's bad service.
A westbound train is approaching the station. Please stand back
The
to the platform edge. Allow passengers
window's half rolled down, but there's nobody in it. So yeah, last video ran out. I got cut off. I ran out of space. I ran out of space on the phone. I needed to delete some stuff out of the recycle bin or whatever the heck it's called, and then delete the last video that I uploaded. I am a little tight on space, and this probably isn't helping it. Yeah, I shot a super long video yesterday, and that's the one that's got me kind of tight on space right now. So I could just walk on up to my bus stop. I'm only a couple blocks away from it, but I figured it would be fun to just walk over here and see what's up with these vehicles that are just illegally parked, but since they're Valley Metro, seem to get away from it. And I feel like I've got about, I don't know how much time. The rapid bus leaves at like 50 something after, and I don't know, the screen that should show a clock is showing like some kind of a scrolling Spanish thing. I wish those displays would at all times maintain a clock on them. Current time, 5:38 p.m. So I have at least 10 minutes to kill. At least 10 minutes to kill before I have to catch my bus, and I could walk over there, but I think it'd be fun to show you what it's like to ride the train from the two stops that are the closest to each other. So I'm getting on right here at the station. Actually is labeled Washington Central, but it's actually closer to I want to say Washington and Adams. That building right there on the other side of the station stuff, that's the old Baja Fresh, which it wasn't originally a Baja Fresh building. It was something different. Like, it's a historic building, that little building right there. Really decorative building, and Baja Fresh has been closed for a long time, but I don't know, Baja Fresh is the only thing I remember being in that building that I ever went to myself, so in my head, it's the Baja Fresh building. Yeah, Adams Street. So even though it says Central in Washington, it's closest.
Approaching station. Then you're in Central Avenue. ASU downtown campus. Exit to left.
The train actually picks up at Central and Adams. So now we cross Adams, we cross Monroe, and there's my bus stop right there. And the tower formerly known as Chase Tower. And crossing the street here, there's the Westin. And bam, get off at Central Station. Yeah, it seems kind of counterproductive to have metro stations that close together, but welcome to Phoenix. That's how it's done here. This one used to everything here used to be called Central Station, but now it just says Van Buren Central Avenue. So. Smells like weed right here. Quite a bit of construction going on down there. I don't know when the expected completion date is for that. I think I saw Oh yeah, those guys that were on my left, sitting at the train platform, which obviously are not getting on or off the train because the train just went by. They're all just sitting there smoking weed. Which I guess is better than them sitting there smoking fentanyl, so there's that.
But they did it. They made it happen.
Wild how it's just how deep they're going below ground level there. There's the other side of the security building, the one I'm convinced that they eliminated a section of to build a much uglier tower. I had somebody comment on my channel recently that some of these places I walk would be a lot cooler if I had drone footage of them. Yeah, my only experience with a drone was pretty negative. I had a hooker proposition me in that alley once. Wish that would happen again. Generally speaking, they ignore you if you're on foot. At least the ones on 27th Avenue do. In fact, I noticed when I was walking around over there that the working girls would cross to the other side of the street when I approached. So, but they walk up to the windows of cars of complete strangers, which I don't know, seems kind of odd to me. Looks like some kind of new restaurant coming soon there, where Even Stevens sandwiches used to be. It's Pizza Hut right next to it. It's been quite a while since I've actually got a pizza from there. Last time I got a pizza from there, I felt it was really expensive for as small as the pizza was. And I popped in there, I want to say about a week ago, week and a half ago. I don't know, just shortly after I started being a pedestrian again and not having a vehicle to drive to work. And their menu doesn't have prices on it anymore, which was a little alarming to me. I'm kind of nervous to order off a menu that doesn't have prices. I was always told if you have to ask how expensive it is, you can't afford it. And at this point, I'm struggling to pay for Taco Bell, so, you know. So this is a sign, mixed-use development, retail and restaurants, office. I don't know if that really qualifies as mixed use because I don't see any indication of residential. I thought mixed use had to include residential. So there's an image of what they figure it's going to look like. It does look like there's plans for buses to pick up there. So it looks like there's going to be a whole lot of development underneath it because that giant two-tier basement is underneath where it shows all these driveways and walkways there. And then some tiers there and a tower going up. Looks to be the plan. I don't know, maybe looks like some other bus platforms on the other side of it, on the north side of it. A little disappointing. It looks like the plan doesn't include real shade, but just something that's decorative that doesn't provide shade. Because God knows shade in this city is a really valuable commodity. I mean, right now it's getting into the low 90s in the daytime, and I mean my back is sweating right now, and this is into April, so yeah, May's going to be hot, and June and July and August are pretty brutal here. And then, you know, with July and August, you have occasional, it doesn't happen every day, but we'll get the monsoon rains, and when the rain comes down, it comes down hard. So shade that protects from the sun also protects from that sudden rain. And it doesn't look like, even though they're creating something that's supposed to be for transit, it doesn't look like they're including much shelter for the passengers in the plan. Although these images of people, which I guess are all computer-generated images, they look so realistic. It doesn't look like any of those people are actually waiting for the bus. It looks like they're just hanging out, socializing. Well, there happens to be like one random bus there. Have a nice day. What is that? Oh, that's a Route 8 coming across. You know, there was a time I used to know how all the individual routes went through downtown Phoenix, but it seems like that was roughly a year ago. Actually, yeah, about a year ago. that I was riding the buses frequently, and it seems like it's changed notably since then. You know, this is interesting. I'm looking at that image of how this, like the promotional image on that sign, which shows, you know, the corner being open and having that little, like, fake, not really making shade structure there. But then I looked up, and just right off the corner, here's a giant cement structure going in. So I don't know what the hell to think about that. Apparently there's a massive change of plans since that image was made, and they never bothered to change the image to correspond with the change of plans. It seems like pretty crappy marketing. Still curious where the buses are going to go through. I guess there's space underneath there. Well, actually, this seems like an improvement on the picture, because it looks like there's space underneath that cement structure that's going in there. And if the buses go underneath that, that'll provide nice shade from rain and sun for bus passengers. I don't know. Just have to wait and see what happens. I better check the time. 5:47. I need to get my ass back over to the bus stop over in front of the. I think that's the I-10 East Rapid going to Pecos. What's it say? Pecos. Pecos. It's funny that their voice synthesis can't pronounce Pecos. I find it weird that they use voice synthesis that struggles to pronounce the names of local streets, as opposed to just using sampled recordings and just having somebody read all the announcements and just play those samples. Seems like with today's technology, that would be a super easy thing to do, just to have somebody with a really pleasant voice read all that stuff, at least the ones it struggles pronouncing. All right, run that red light, dude. Oh, right, that guy just turned left from the right lane. I was wondering why that guy was honking at him, but yeah, he's just sitting there when there was nothing in front of him. I'd probably have honked at him too. And then turn left, not from that left turn lane, not from the left go straight lane, but turned left from the right go straight lane. So, amazes me how bad people drive around here. Oh man. Look at that. A couple panels of the glass out on the tower. Wonder how the heck that happened. Somebody threw something up at it hard enough to shatter it. Still, from what I hear, there's no plans for this building. It's the tallest building in Arizona. Just a big vacancy right now since Chase Bank moved out of it. Also known as J.P. Morgan. 201 North Central, that's the address. It's got a sign saying Greater Phoenix Chamber of Commerce, May, Potenza, Burin, Gillespie, PC, Coin Room, Cafeteria, Concourse, Restaurants and Shops. But as you can clearly see, there's nothing open and functioning in there, because every entrance to the courtyard is fenced off with chain link. New Valley Construction. Authorized personnel open. All visitors must report to the project field office. Sign in. Well, apparently there's some construction company working on something here, so that's something. It's one of the designated scooter parking spots, but it's not very clearly labeled. Last time I tried to park a scooter there, I lined it up neatly on the right side here, kind of facing out into the street, so you could start your ride there. It seemed like the logical place to park it, and the GPS told me I was in the wrong place, so I ended up kind of haphazardly parking it on the left side there, and the GPS and the line map was okay with that. So, speaking of scooters in downtown Phoenix, Bird is no longer offering service in downtown Phoenix. I stated in my blog. In fact, I rode rode a bird in downtown Phoenix on my vlog, I don't know, a few months back. Like that scooter and what's on it. I rode a bird in downtown Phoenix, and yeah, they're apparently gone. So that's not my bus. I expect that's going to be a 0, because I remember a 0 passing by at this time yesterday. 0 north to Dunlap and 3rd Street. I think Dunlap and 3rd Street would be the Sunny Slope Transit Center. Assuming there still is at Sunny Slope Transit Center. I never go to Sunny Slope anymore. But there used to be a pretty decent transit center there. In fact, as in the 80s, so I lived here, and I pretty much grew up in Phoenix. Folks moved here in like 72, and granted, my life from about 1980, might have even been sooner than that, consisted of going back and forth between Douglas, Wyoming and Phoenix, Arizona. But I think like somewhere around age 16, I just was no longer interested in coming down to spend the summers with my dad. But when I was 18, I moved down here because my life had actually, I think I was 19, come to think of it. It was 1989, end of 89. Maybe it was 1990, 89. I don't know. Trying to think back to that era of my life is just such a blur. But I do remember my life falling apart. We're coming back here a couple of times in my early adulthood. Now I try to think about it, I can't really remember when and why. So, all right, this is definitely my bus. So I'm going to wrap it up, and hopefully I got the change needed to go with my bus pass. It's $2